Oh gosh, who could have seen this coming? Mate, I know there might be a couple of you in the comments now going, I called it, but all I know is the majority of us did not see this coming. Anthony Joshua got destroyed by Daniel Dubois. How wrong was I? It was a like, share, subscribe, all of that stuff. Comment your thoughts below. I don't know what your thoughts are. It's taken me a couple of days to gather my thoughts from this one. The Anthony Joshua Daniel Dubois fight was a thrilling heavyweight fight. It wasn't thrilling in the way that you would expect. It wasn't a back and forth thrilling. I know there was one moment in the 5th round, but it was a one-sided beatdown. It was a domination from Daniel Dubois. And I know I personally owe Daniel Dubois an apology. And I think a lot of the boxing world does. Now, in my breakdown video, I did say that some people were writing off Daniel Dubois and giving him no chance. And I said, I don't give him, I do give him a chance. I don't like that people give him no chance because it's heavyweight boxing. A one punch can change the fight. I also said in that video that, you know, small wins that I can gather. I also said that Daniel Dubois' best chance was to do exactly what he did. And that was to put AJ under pressure early and not allow him to have that space. AJ's become someone who likes to have time to think and be kind of a counter puncher and be a sniper, which I still believe is a good counter puncher, but he just needed too much time to try and work out Daniel Dubois. I do have some issues with the coaching. I just don't really quite understand how that wasn't, maybe it was planned for, maybe AJ didn't execute in the ring actually, so maybe it's not the coaching. But for me, that's the number one thing that I thought would happen. I thought Daniel Dubois would come out from round 1 like a bull in a china shop. Maybe he did it a little bit earlier than expected. I believe he landed a jab within the first 10 seconds and the jab was snappy. And yeah, maybe I take back my own words. It was a ramrod jab and it did catch AJ by surprise. And it seemed like he never really could recover from being caught by surprise. There were some questions over whether Dubois would let the pressure get to him. And I didn't really have those worries. I don't think Dubois lets much things get to him. I think when he's focused on his goal, he does what he needs to do. When he said, I'm ready to go right now, I believe he was ready to go from then. All week he was just saying, I just want to fight. And I'm done the talk, I want to fight. He had that bit between his teeth. He really wanted to get into it. Whereas I feel like AJ might have felt the pressure, you know, and I did have a little gut feeling, or maybe it's just a little bit of nerves. Because yes, I am a fan of AJ. For many reasons, but especially the fact of what he's done for boxing and what boxing will do without him when he's gone. I feel like people will really realize the big impact that he had. But yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, Eddie Hearn was saying a lot of things in the lead up, like, will Daniel Dubois feel the pressure? And I was just like, I don't like this talk, because if you're banking on that, that's the wrong person to think of it with. And even in general, even if it is someone who usually is quite nervous, you shouldn't be trying to bank on that for your fighter to win the fight. It was a bit weird. I didn't really like that talk. And it seemed like AJ felt the pressure of having the 96,000 majority of fans were there for him, having like a lot of people in the building, you know, a lot of people saying AJ's going to win this easy. I feel like that is what kind of put the pressure on his back. You can kind of see it in a walkout. He was a little bit tense. And then as soon as that fight started, Dubois came out and was ready to fight, and AJ was not. And he got caught cold with a jab. That's what set things off. And then towards the end of the first round, an overhand right, AJ pulled back in a complete straight line with his guard low, his hands low. Thought he was out of range and just got caught with the overhand. And it was just it's kind of a really bad rookie mistake. It wouldn't be something I'd expect from someone of AJ's experience. It was really, really not a good showing from AJ at all. He did not look good in any round, really. You know, he got knocked down, 4 times in all, I think in every other round. And it was round 5, like, you know, even not skipping that. The first round, he never recovered from that. And I don't believe you can train that recovery, especially at this age. AJ's never really had great recovery. I still don't have this like, oh, he's got a terrible chin nonsense, because yes, it's the first time he's been knocked out, but I would definitely say like he gets up every single time, and he does show heart. he doesn't get knocked down off of every single punch just anytime he fights. But Daniel Dubois is obviously a big puncher. So yeah, I give him props on that one. Round 5, AJ had a little bit of success by just going for it, rolling the dice, hitting the bar with a good right hook. But then he just made, again, quite very like surprisingly amateur mistakes. I know AJ is like, his experience does not dictate the mistakes that he was making in that fight. So it's very surprising to see him make those mistakes. He threw a right hand, caught Dubois, got him hurt, got him into the corner, threw another right, caught him again, went to throw another right. Then he got hit with a left hook and kind of partially blocked, and then for some reason just went to throw a rear uppercut, a naked uppercut, no jab, anything to cover it or to set it up, and left himself wide open for Dubois' right hand. And that was all she wrote. He could barely get to his feet. It was not a good sight to see. I know there's some people who are AJ haters or people who don't like him for whatever reason, not just haters, maybe just not a fan of him, but hopefully those people can be honest enough to admit that was not a good sight to see. Unless you really just don't like the guy, then it's what it is. But yeah, man. Now, I don't know what AJ does from here, if I'm honest. I know before when he lost to Ruiz, and every time he's lost, everyone's talks about AJ. He should retire. This is the first time that I'm kind of on board with it. That actually I feel like he might have to retire, because I don't know how low a level he can drop to fight someone else, and I don't feel like the rematch would be any different. AJ didn't show anything in that fight to see the rematch would be different. Within the Ruiz fight, he knocked Ruiz down first, and I would say he got caught with not a lucky punch, but he got caught because he was being, again, lax with his defense like he was in this fight. But he at least put Ruiz down first, and you can see why he was lax in his defense. Whereas in this fight, you know, he was lax in the 5th round, and that was from hurting Dubois, but he was lax for all other rounds leading up to that. And it was a one-sided showing. It wasn't one-sided like Usyk, as then he's just outpointing him. He was beating him up. And even in the clinches, he was stronger than him. He was faster. Everything that, you know, I kind of gave AJ the edge with, like, thinking that AJ was a little bit faster, a little bit more powerful. Dubois just showed, nope, I'm the guy. I'm the young bull. AJ looked old. He looked old in there in terms of his movement. Everything was slow. He didn't have pop in his punches. I'm like, I don't see upwards trajectory, especially after being knocked out that badly. I see a downwards trajectory. Hope I said that right. So I don't want to see AJ fight again. Well, at least I don't think. You know, I'll watch it, but I do feel like it might be time to look at the retirement. You know, he's done some great things. You know, like, I'm not saying for definite, I'm not gonna fall off the train just yet, but I feel like some people in his corner really need to have a proper conversation with him, and maybe it might be a for your own good type thing. Sad times, mate. I know some people are happy, but trust me, boxing, and especially British boxing, is worse off when AJ's not in the picture. And we'll explain that in another video. But like, share, subscribe, cuss me out in the comments below. Tell me I told you so if you were a Dubois supporter from the get-go. See you soon. Peace.